How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my mom's kitchen. Today we're gonna make the best hot sauce slash salsa that you will ever find in Northern Nevada.
So now we're gonna make hot sauce, you guys. So remember, in Connies Cocina, you've learned how to do enchiladas, you learned how to do tamales, and you've learned how to make rice. But you have to accompany it by some hot sauce, okay? Depending on how much hot sauce you like, you can make it mild or you can make it super hot. I like to make this particular sauce because it goes with a lot of things, but you can make it in different ways. So what we need to include in this hot sauce is, if you remember, these are little tomatillos. They come with a husk on them, but I've already peeled them because we planted them for the season and I wanted to make sure to be able to use them throughout the winter. So we froze them. So this is them frozen. Then what you want to do is you want to take these and put them in a pan with some water, and you want to cook them till they become tender. And then you also want to select your chilies. I'm going to use these dried chilies here. You can use Japanese or you can use
I can smell those.
Sorry. Again, these are hot, okay, you guys, so you want to be careful as far as how many you use. But we're used to eating a lot of hot sauce in this house, so we use quite a bit. So let me show you. I've already put some to cook and blend. Here's about this much of the tomatillos. As you can see, they turn a different color, green.
They start breaking open, huh?
Okay, and then you can see the chili peppers are no longer dry like they used to be. They're now very tender. So now you want to go ahead and put them in the blender and blend them up nice and smooth. So I'm going to grab my chilies and my tomatillos, put them in the blender. Okay. The one thing you definitely want to remember before you put these in to cook is you want to make sure you wash both your tomatillos and your chilies, because once it's blended, you want to save this juice to put it in in the blender with the chili, because you need some consistency. You can't have it too thick. So I'm going to include the sauce, this liquid that cooked with it. It's the flavor of the chili. I think that's enough. You don't need to use all of it. Depends how much consistency you want on your chili. Okay. And as you'll see, some of the same ingredients that we use for other things, like we did for the rice, we used garlic and we used onion. We want to do the same thing for the chili. So I'm going to grab another, like half a teaspoon of garlic. I use it a lot, and it's good for your health, you guys. You also want to include some onions. I'm going to grab another piece of the onion, not too much because I'm not making that much. And keep in mind, you have two ways of using your onion. You can put it in the blender and let it blend really thin for those that don't like chunks. But if you like chunks, instead of putting it in the blender, you can just dice them up real small and add it to your salsa after you've blended the tomatillo and the chili. But for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the blender. Okay. Now let's not forget, we need salt to taste. Okay. Again, we're going to measure it. I like to measure about a tablespoon. I'm going to put that in. Okay, so we've got all our ingredients. The last piece that we're going to add, we'll add in after we're done blending this. So here we go. We're going to puree again because we don't want to have all those little specks of the chili. I think we are good, you guys. So let's take a peek inside. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. As you can see, it's been blended really, really well. You can see the little red pieces. That's from the chili, remember. So the more you blend, the less you'll see of that. And remember, we included the garlic, the onion, salt to taste, and it's ready. The one last ingredient I want to add, and it also depends on your taste. You don't have to add it, but for those cilantro lovers, here's fresh cilantro that I've smells wonderful.
Yeah.
That I've washed. Cut off the ends. You don't want to put too many of the stems in there. It's just the leaves that you really want. And I like a lot, so I'm going to throw this bunch in. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and blend that as well. Now this time I'm not going to use the puree because I want to see the big chunks of cilantro, so I'm just going to stir it in there basically, just real quick. all you need because you don't want it to be all dissolved. You want chunks in there if you like it. Okay, so as you can see, the cilantro is in there. Let me go ahead and pour it out so you can see it closer.
That sounded so good.
And there is your salsa, you guys. Now, another trick that you can do too, sometimes when I'm in the mood for Mex-Tex food, if you will, what I like to do is I like to take these and not put them in water to blend and simmer them. I like to actually toast them on a grill, okay, until they're actually almost blackened. That gives it a unique tart taste to the salsa. You do everything else in the same manner. The only difference is the chilies are toasted on the grill and then blended with everything else. So there you have the Mexican salsa. Now, if you want to get courageous, you can also do the same thing with the tomatillo with the green jalapeno, and that'll give you your green salsa. You use all the other same ingredients. The only thing that you change is your dried chili pepper, and in replacement you put the green jalapeno. So good eating, you guys. Now don't forget, you guys, like I said, depending on how much of a chili lover you are, you don't want to use too much, because what tends to happen is when you, after you blend it and you're looking at it in the blender, if you get a whiff of it, it's going to go down your throat and make you cough like it did me. And I'm used to making this, so be careful. Don't get too close, because you don't want to suffocate with the chili sauce smell. But boy, is it good to eat. So enjoy. All right, you guys. George, I'm up.
I'm gonna put that to blooper. Okay.